When BMW first unveiled its i3 and i8 electric cars, it made very clear then that its brand new iBrand would be a special place for it to develop and test new vehicle construction methods, drivetrains, and advanced assistance technologies. Then, when it had perfected those technologies, it would introduce iBrand elements into its mainstream lineup. In the past 2 or 3 years, we've seen that transition happen gradually, with plug-in hybrids based on the technology found inside the i8 joining the mainstream BMW lineup and, more recently, the Mini brand too. Now it's the turn of the all-electric drivetrain from the iBrand, and this week at the Beijing Auto Show, BMW previewed the first all-electric BMW model that will be marketed alongside its mainstream models in the form of the concept iX3, an all-electric X3 SUV that's based on the 5th generation of BMW's electric drivetrain technology. And while BMW already makes and sells the i3, the iX3 is a car that you should really sit up and notice because, unlike the i3, which, let's face it, is a city car marketed at young urbanites with no kids, the iX3 concept is a practical crossover that should give BMW some serious clout in the plug-in marketplace. First off, let's talk about design. Unlike the i3 and i8, which make use of exotic carbon fibre reinforced plastic construction and have a very unique design language, the BMW iX3 is far more conventional in its appearance. Taking its cues from the existing BMW X3 model, the iX3 concept isn't going to be super easy to identify as an electric vehicle from a distance, although if you look a little closer you'll notice the filled-in kidney grille and the large blue accents on the lower bumper where the exhaust pipes should be on a gasoline X3. Aside from these little design cues and the charging port and iBranding on the front quarter panels, you'd have a difficult time telling the two cars apart. As this is a concept, however, it's conceivable some things will change before production. For example, I'm pretty sure the car displayed in China is based off a production gasoline X3, since there's an extra filler door at the rear that looks like the standard gasoline filler door, and very little of BMW's B-roll for this concept shows that side of the car for any length of time. It would also explain the aforementioned blue accents, or covers, in the bumper where the tailpipes would normally be, but I digress. Moving away from the design language, the specifications for the iX3 concept are not too shabby at all. Unlike most concept cars, BMW has actually given us quite a lot to go on here, illustrating that it does seem to be serious about bringing this model to market in the not-too-distant future. Like many other promised coming-soon electric cars from mainstream makers, the iX3 concept has a 150 kilowatt onboard charging capability from a compatible CCS quick charging station. While that's not quite the 320 kilowatt charging that some automakers like Porsche and Audi are promising, it's certainly a lot faster than the 50 kilowatt DC quick charging capabilities of the current i3 EV. Since BMW's iX3 isn't expected to launch until 2020, however, it's likely that the charging specification could creep upwards to 300 plus kilowatts if the charging infrastructure and technical challenges to that kind of charging power can be refined by that point. Following Tesla's lead, BMW's new electric drivetrain uses an integrated power unit that combines the electric motor, transmission, and power electronics into a single unit, reducing the amount of space taken up by the drivetrain and improving interior space. It's not clear if this will mean the iX3 will have a front trunk, but considering how front trunks are now becoming the norm in the luxury SUV segment, I'd suspect it will. Power output from this combined unit should be in excess of 200 kilowatts, which BMW says will be fed by a next-generation high-voltage battery pack capable of storing in excess of 70 kilowatt-hours of charge. Currently, BMW claims that the iX3 concept has a range of 250 miles, or 400 kilometers, on the new WLTP test cycle. While it's more realistic than the NED test cycle it replaces, expect a real-world range of near 220 to 240 miles per charge. Yet again, however, as this is just a concept car and planned production is still 2 years away, the figure could change as battery technology improves. If you've been following the electric vehicle market, the unveiling of the iX3 concept is hardly a surprise, especially given BMW's stated goals of offering electrified models across its range in the next 5 to 10 years. But its unveiling in China is particularly important given how quickly the plug-in market is growing in China and how eager Chinese buyers, like the rest of the world, are for SUVs. It's not clear what BMW's rollout plans are for this vehicle, but given its Chinese unveiling, I'd expect to see either a global rollout or a key market launch that includes parts of the US, China and Europe before a wider release. As to price, well, it's likely BMW will want to price the iX3 at a lower price than the iPace and e-tron Quattro, meaning we should expect something around the sub $60,000 if it really wants to make an impact on the marketplace. But what do you think? Is BMW making a smart move, or do you think it should focus on making more iBrand EVs? Let me know in the comments below. That's it. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.